Hey girls, Maria Menounos here, author of the Every Girl's Guide to Life. Want to know my best tips and secrets for organization, travel, weight loss, beauty, fashion, and everything else in between? Go to bing.com/Maria and pick up my new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for 16 and Pregnant. Tonight's host is Mari Fagel. Joining Mari will be AFTERBUZZ co-hosts Isabel Mora, Courtney Stewart, and Ed Bowling. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest 16 and Pregnant news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, Mari Fagel!
Hello, everybody. This is Mari.
Oh, wait. No, it isn't. Is my microphone working? I think it's working. I can hear myself. There we go. I can hear myself a little bit better now. Okay, so welcome, everybody, to 16 and Pregnant. Now, this is a day of substitutes. Okay, we have in the studio, we don't have DJ Jesse Janity. We got a substitute, my man Phil. Phil, say hello to the people.
Welcome, welcome.
All right. Now, I also want to say that every single show I'm on, and Isabel can attest to this,
yes,
we hear Maria, the pre-recorded advertisement. Can I just tell you, I don't get tired of hearing it. I get like each time I hear Maria's little ad about her book, it's kind of like, wow, she wrote a book for every girl. So, Isabel, I know you have a copy, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Have you been doing your Every Girl job and reading your book?
And I'm being reminded by everything on Facebook. I follow Maria.
Oh,
so
okay.
Every day I read. I always read my tip.
Why don't you
my girl.
and maybe you could pick something that maybe is somewhat in line with the theme of being 16 and pregnant, or was something for young girls or whatever. Can you give us one thing that maybe from her book?
Okay, yeah. I don't recall the quote correctly, but
okay.
I just saw it this week. Maria posted something. I actually think it was from yesterday, which was a tip. Keep your friends, a mixture of friends around, but always keep positive friends around.
Okay. Wow.
It was something around the lines, and I read it over because it actually helped me in my life, and I said, oh my God, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah. I think these girls,
see how
I think after this season, this episode, I mean.
To me, that's something that's just a big testament to how valuable the information is that comes from Maria's experience and this book. Just in that, because I didn't tell you that I was going to ask you that.
No,
and you had something right off the top of your head that was extremely valuable and pertinent to, useful for these young girls to take into consideration. Anyway, let's start talking about.
Well, I just want to say this.
Go ahead.
I'm glad you don't tire, but unfortunately, Bing.com is being taken down. But it will be moved to YouTube.Maria Menounos Live.
Oh, you mean her Bing page?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's being shut down, but the videos will still be up, and new videos will be posted eventually, and all that exciting, fun stuff.
Hey, well, that's good. Sometimes change is good.
Change is always good.
Change can be a good thing. So the main thing is that we stay informed and know that that's happening. So thank you very much, Phil. Okay. So on this day of substitutes, like I said, I'm just leading the way here. Normally, we have Mari Fagel hosting. And Mari, for you listeners, if you don't know, Mari does a really good job of documenting everything.
Yes.
I think this is season 3, episode 10, and it was the season finale, right, Isabel?
Yes.
Okay. And so we can get right into things here. This week we had Allie, short for Allison, who was 18 years old.
Yes.
And her man, baby daddy, boyfriend / everything, Joey, who was 15 years old. And so from the beginning, that alone, that information alone is, you know, in this every episode, you know, something is always shocking. But that alone was like, you know, we were watching the show and we're just thinking, man, it's going to be tough. There's going to be some challenges. One thing I wanted to say, we often hear the disclaimer here on our show that the opinions expressed
views
by
expressed herein are those of the
There you
host
go.
only and do not
Right?
necessarily reflect the views of
There we
AfterBuzz TV
go.
or its owners or principals.
The one thing I'd like to comment my own disclaimer is that, you know, while me and Isabel are about to talk about the show and we're going to say some things I think that are honest and, you know, in our opinions, in actuality, although, you know, it may sound, maybe it might sound negative or whatever, we actually really hope for the best for everybody that we're talking about. And that's really, really the case. Every single one of these situations is a real serious challenge. But we do try to talk about it with, you know, with some realness and maybe a little bit of humor, but we wish the best for everybody. So Isabel.
Yes.
The first thing we see happening with regard to Allie is the situation with her dad. First thing we're made aware of is basically where she's going to have to be once her dad finds out her pregnant.
First of all, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Please
Before
do.
we go there, please tell me, what did you think about this episode overall? Just because I know when I was watching it, I was texting you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's true.
I really wanted to know, what did you think? You know, every time we you know, talk about every episode, we always ask each other, what do we think?
Yeah.
You know.
My overall reaction, you know, like I said, there's a common element of, man, it's tough. My overall reaction to this one really centered around Allie. I came away from this one and watching thinking, I can't believe this girl is as strong as she is. I can't believe she didn't break down. Because to me, if you look at the big picture, although she's got people that love her and love the baby, nobody ever just said, listen, we'll do these things, whatever you need, we'll do it however you want. Everybody had an agenda. And so that was the main thing for me. It was sad, but at the same time, I was amazed at how strong she was throughout the whole thing.
Right.
So that was my overall reaction. I think you had said it was sad.
Yeah. I mean, it was sad overall, but I loved this episode just because I feel like every episode we talk about their age and we judge them by their age.
Yeah.
This was one episode that kind of taught me sometimes age it's not a number. It's no meaning to how you react to things. She just impressed me so much, and I mean, I wish we could have her call in because I don't think I've ever seen another episode that had someone so strong and so this woman. She was a woman after her son came into the world.
I agree 100%. I was so impressed also, yes.
No, keep going. Sorry, I just found the Every Girl and Guy tip by Maria because it was really bothering me.
Oh, okay.
But it goes with Allie so well because, and we'll know this once we discuss what we felt about everybody around this episode, the mom, the grandma, everyone. But Maria has a tip that said, have a diverse set of friends from all sorts of backgrounds and ages. They will help you grow. And I think Allie had that.
Well, she did. Let's just talk about it. For one, she had her mom. Mom's all the way in New Jersey. Seemed really positive and supportive on the phone. Okay. My opinion is that she had an agenda the whole time. Do we know why Allie doesn't live with her mom? I don't remember hearing that. Do we know why?
No.
Because remember, she said, you can come back home. And Allie said, if I go back home to my mom, so that, means that she must have been there, living there or something like that.
Right.
But we don't know why. Okay.
Not at all.
That would be nice to know. So then she had the other person that really stands out for me is Joey's grandma. Man, do we love that grandma.
Yes.
Okay. She was a realist like nobody else. She basically would listen to whatever the kid who was in front of her talking would say, and then she would give real, honest feedback. Just bring reality right in their face. But somehow she did it and in a way that wasn't offensive. And it was like with love, but it was strong.
Right.
So, I'm sure I'll think of some other stuff that happened as we talk about it. But, man, Love the grandma. Joey and her both in the beginning when they were trying to decide where to live, remember they said, man, we really would like to go live with the grandma. And the grandma said, you know what, my place is small.
Right. She
Three of us
just
with a
never
baby.
opened the door to that.
Right.
And I think they were a little embarrassed to ask.
Now, Joey's mom, which is where they originally were planning to
Right,
stay
so
with the baby, do we know, because, you know, first thing we thought about the mom was that, wow, she looked really young. Remember you were saying
Right.
that. Do we know how old she was?
No, it's never mentioned. And I know that a lot of times we question why were these couples picked.
Yeah.
And so far we've seen, because mom was pregnant at 16.
Yeah.
Here we know there's several reasons.
Yeah, there's several reasons.
Several reasons. I mean, let's start. We have, a dysfunctional family on his side.
Yeah.
Even though mom and dad are in the picture, both his parents are still together.
Yeah. Do we see? Okay, so and for the listeners, you've watched the show. We saw that the mom was openly admitted she was a drug user.
Yes.
She struggled with it for, I think she said 10 years. She's been struggling with it, and maybe even before that. I don't know.
Right.
And the family knows. The grandma knows. You know, it's just something that they knew. But while she was using, she was still, and she was saying that she was proud that she didn't, she still saw her kids.
Right.
Now, if you look at what Joey said, he was like, "You're never around." They had different opinions. They had differing opinions about it. But what about the dad? Was he just there and just being a good man, staying by, trying to help his wife? But was he using drugs? I didn't see.
I mean, if we want to go by looks, he looked like he was on something.
I'm
just saying.
Again, we wish the best for everybody. We wish the best for everybody. Like, that's the disclaimer right there.
But you see him at the dinner table once, and my question was, did he just wake up?
Oh, man.
I mean, honestly, Ed.
No, that's okay. It's okay. You can see. I didn't notice that one. I didn't notice that one, but that's okay. Okay, so but that was my question. Was he? And then, so did Joey? I don't remember if he had brothers and sisters or how many he had.
He had brothers, I think. I'm not sure if he had little sisters, but he definitely had brothers running around.
Okay, yep, that's right, because they were in the house with the mom. Right, I remember that.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And again, let's go back to what you just said. She kept throwing it in his face and in Allie's face. I was a good mom. I've always kept you here. And it was kind of like, I had you. I didn't abort you. I'm here. But at some point, she did question when they were at the dinner table, did you guys ever consider adoption?
Yeah, adoption, abortion. Yeah, so she did.
It's like.
Yeah, I think, when we saw her, I think we were both shocked when the mom called them to say, come on back. I want to talk to you. I have something important to tell you.
Well, before we even get there, let's go. There's a lot that we're missing before we get there.
What the thing I brought that up was because before that, she was under the influence.
Right.
You know what I mean? She was using.
Right.
And so on one hand, she said, I wanted you and I keep you in telling Allie, your mom and your dad, they don't even want you.
Right.
And I'm taking you and you're not even my kid. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then when Allie complains a little bit about stuff that she sees, then she says, cusses at her, calls her names and says, you're not my daughter. I don't have to take care of you. Why should I? Mm-hmm. So my point is that, what she said, I didn't abort you, but then have you considered abortion? She was all over the place. Mm-hmm. And that, and later she apologized and, but. So Allie is this awesome student.
Yep. Here we have this 18-year-old again dating a younger guy.
Okay, it's this one. I don't.
Maybe.
I remember in the after show, right? She talked about when they found out that she was pregnant, and he showed the text to him, and he started crying. She said, "Did in this situation? I don't remember. Did she and him talk about when the baby was conceived? Like, did they use protection? Did it not work?
No, I think from what I remember, Allie missed the pills. She was on the pill and she missed it. If I'm correct, that's
Wow.
There's just been so many 16-year-olds getting pregnant now, but I think she did mention
Wow, amazing, right? Once again, we've got
one pill.
Yeah, and she. We think of her now as one of the most responsible ones we've ever seen.
I mean, Allie, if you're listening, #1 fan. I mean, this was it blew me away.
Yeah, she had lots of reasons to give up, break down, And she didn't.
Never.
Yeah, and there's a couple things that she did that we're really impressed with. We'll talk about. I felt one of the things that I was noticing also about Allie was that she was so even-keeled, nice to this guy. Okay, and really, he was a good guy. I mean, for 15, he did lots of stuff that just because he was young, and he didn't know how to step up to the plate in a lot of different ways. But at the same time, I mean, they didn't really, at some point she left and they argued a little bit, but there was never really anything that was escalated.
Well, I don't think they had time. Do you remember the mom saying, I met her one day and then the next time I hear she's pregnant?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
How many days, weeks, months were you together before you got pregnant?
Yeah,
You can't let things escalate when you've only been dating for a few months. It takes more than a few.
Yeah, then because they were going to the homecoming dance.
Right.
And then she said, it's the first time you're going to see me in a dress.
Right.
What?
They went straight to the nakedness.
So I mean, I guess she thought he was really hot, or I mean, what's she doing with a 15-year-old? What is he? Is he a freshman and she's a senior?
Right.
He just must have what she likes. He's got her brand of honey. She just couldn't handle it. She was just overtaken. Maybe he's super smooth.
At that age, you don't even know what your brand of
She's
honey
18.
Well, at that age, you have no idea what kind of honey you like. You don't even know if you like coffee for real. You're just drinking it because everyone is. So, no.
You put honey in tea, my dear. You put honey in tea.
Well, I put honey in coffee.
You put honey in
It's better
coffee?
than sugar. Yes.
Oh, my God.
This is why you're
Phil,
overweight. We might
do you
wanna
put
think
honey in your coffee, dude?
Sometimes.
It's a healthier.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed. This is
See,
why you.
by the way-
Sugar.
Light.
I like honey instead of sugar.
Yeah.
In
thank you.
coffee?
It's
I
a
just said coffee. No,
healthier.
you said tea. You
By
said
the way,
He
no,
said coffee,
yeah, I said,
Phil.
do you put honey in your coffee?
tea. No, you said tea.
He
You got a
said
slip of the mouth.
We can record. Well, this is recorded, by the way.
All right.
Fast
all right.
forward.
And
I don't-
you
first
know
off,
what?
I
And
don't
if you
drink
want to get
coffee.
smart with me, I can talk about the 1.5 second pause that was there when you were
Exactly.
moving from the thing, and that's a no because you're a substitute. That's what's going on.
All right.
I'm over here substituting,
DJ Jesse.
and I'm doing a good job. I don't know what you're doing in the little booth glass bowl there, fish bowl thing.
That's what I'm doing.
At least I don't think I'm going to get my mic turned off this time. It's going to be the first show that I don't get my mic turned off. You know what? Can't oh, man. What are you trying to do? Just
And
you know what? If nothing else,
It's all good.
if nothing else, he's consistent.
Yeah, you need a plan.
Hey, you fulfilled. I'm going to tell DJ Jesse. I'll say, you know what? He did a good job. He came in. He turned my mic off. It was consistent. He fulfilled his job duties. Okay. So, again, her whole attitude with the homecoming, okay, there she was. I mean, poor little Joey. He's 15. She's pregnant. They're talking about, they're getting ready for homecoming. It's the first time you see me in a dress. She said, I want to dance the whole time, as much as we can, is what she said. Right? And then he goes, if anybody tries to make me dance, I'm just going to run away. Right? And then what did she do? She didn't argue with him.
Did that bring any memories? Like when you were in elementary and somebody just gave you a kiss on the cheek and you run away because they do it in front of everyone and it's embarrassing.
Are we talking about personal experience now?
Yeah, that didn't bring you.
No, you won't hear about mine.
No,
You don't
that
hear
didn't
about
make you. That didn't take you back to elementary when someone kissed you.
Nobody kissed.
Yeah.
People kissed you. I mean,
yeah,
or were
I
you
was
ki-
in elementary.
Yeah, nobody kissed me.
You were in college,
Oh yeah.
married, saying "I do." That was the first kiss.
Yeah, then I kissed. Then somebody kissed me, but only because she had to.
Did you run away afterwards?
Nobody wants to kiss me. No, who would want to kiss me? Nobody.
Yeah, that's true. But I just.
You didn't have to agree.
It's just.
Anyway, my point is that whereas you would see a lot of young girls they would be selfish and they would just say, no, I want blah, blah, blah. She immediately went to compromise and she said, well, if you can, I'd want to dance at least a little, right? So I just seems like a solid, well-rounded girl. God, it just, I don't, she has a beautiful baby, wonderful baby, love the baby.
Oh.
I don't understand how someone so, mentally together, got herself in this predicament. But, you miss a pill, you miss a pill. Then, okay, how about this? I have a question, Isabel.
Go ahead.
remember that neither one of them can drive.
Right.
Okay, I mean, he's 15. He can't even get a job, or maybe he can get a
even if
thing.
they can drive, what are they driving? Their bikes?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So they had to walk. She had to walk to the doctor appointment.
The doctor's appointment. Okay, let's not forget. First, they had to take the bus. I've never taken a bus. So when she said that, I was just like, and you're pregnant? And is it hot? And
wait a minute.
are you wearing the right
never taken a
shoes?
bus?
No.
Ever?
Well, I mean, not is it the metro?
Oh my God.
I'm serious. But I've taken like
You know
the
what?
yellow special kids bus.
Isabel, as you know, we drove here. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, we're not driving back. We're taking the bus home.
No, we're not.
You're going to ride the bus today.
No, I'm not.
I can't believe you've never ridden a bus before.
No.
You know how many times I rode the bus with my grandma? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It depends.
You had no car.
Buses have air conditioning, by the way, just so you know. It can be hot, but inside the bus it's cool. Okay? So they have that.
Can I get pregnant in the bus too?
Well, not just by being in it. You have to miss a pill, okay? That's what you have to do. You want to get pregnant, miss a pill.
Miss a pill.
Yeah. You don't do anything. There's no boys involved. Just miss a pill and you get pregnant. Okay?
No, that's not true, guys. You really, no. Ed.
What?
Our listeners are really going to believe this. Don't forget that 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds actually think.
Okay, well, listen, that's okay. That's okay. They can believe me if I say to a girl, oh, it's
Right,
okay. You can
don't
get
need a
pregnant
boy.
alone
You
in the
don't need a
bus.
boy.
Because guess what? They're never going to get pregnant.
Okay, good job.
But they can believe me if they want.
Right.
And that's
Or-
okay. I'll lie to them. What was that one TV show? And I'm probably dating myself here, where the girl thought she could get pregnant by kissing while she was in her bathing suit. If she was in her bathing suit and she kissed a boy, you don't remember that? I don't remember the TV show. If we have any callers who know that, you guys can call in and remind me what show that was that they said that. I forget what show that was. It was funny. But anyway.
Is it from when you were young or now?
Yeah,
like
I was
20
young.
years ago?
I was young, okay? I'm old now, and at one point I was young.
Okay.
But how far did they walk? That's what I was listening
She
for.
said it took 3 hours.
No, she didn't.
No, not walking, but it took 3 hours to get
The
there.
trip.
It was bus and then walk. And she's like, and then the walking was forever. And then once when she was walking there, I'm like, no wonder this girl's gonna go into labor any second now. All that walking.
Yeah. It definitely was a point of concern. It definitely was something to be concerned
Yes.
about. Like, well, wait a minute. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the parents knew how long the walk was, or if the extended family,
But
if they
seriously,
knew.
do you think they cared? I mean, let's
See,
get
that's-
into that. So the kids have no safe place to live.
Yeah.
Nothing is what's the word I'm looking for? Nothing is set. Nothing is
Established, stable.
Nothing's
Right.
stable.
Yeah,
they don't
from the
have
beginning,
a car.
yeah.
They don't have any support. She's the grown up here in this relationship. She's the one with the head on the
Yeah,
shoulders, and she's
yeah.
like, "We got to do this. You're just coming along." It's like she's stringing her second baby next to her.
Yeah, and like I said, we don't dislike Joey. He's not
No,
a bad
no,
guy.
no,
He's a
no,
good guy.
he's just
He's
a
just
kid.
young.
Yeah, he's
young.
just a kid.
Now, to your point there, the mom sent money. Okay, and then they go shopping.
Yeah. Did you question how much? Because at some point when she said we only have $20, I'm thinking,
You mean leftover?
well, leftover after they purchased.
Right. I
They
think
had $10.
they said 10. Yeah, $10 left
But
over.
so did she send $20? Okay, so we're moving on to the mom, but let's also remind the listeners, dad is not involved. Her dad's not involved. He finds out she's pregnant and she gets kicked out. So we have an 18-year-old girl that's moved away from her mom from New Jersey to Texas.
Yeah.
She did let us know several times she disliked, in her own words, hates Texas. There's nothing there.
I want to know why she moved. I was going to pound on the table,
Allie
but I'm not going to. I want to know.
Maybe Allie can one day, respond to us. But
Phil's pounding for me over there from the fishbowl. Good job. Thank you.
So,
Substitute.
She lives with dad, who kicks her out the minute he finds out she is pregnant. And from the AFTERBUZZ, the AFTERBUZZ. Here we go. AFTERBUZZ in my head. From the after show,
Yes.
we did find out that she explained how she told her parents, and that was via text. And I guess her dad is actually married.
See, I don't want to listen. Number one reason why I don't want to talk bad about her dad is because when people talk bad about her dad, it makes her sad.
No, it does. And
we saw that on the show.
But we're not. But
it is difficult to handle and to accept this in any positive light at all.
Well, let's blame it on Dad's wife, because she did say, and on the after show, she found out, she texted Mom and Dad. She got home. Dad didn't say anything to her. He didn't even speak to her. But Dad's new wife, called her into the room and said, "Get over here." Had her take another pregnancy test. And then she said, "Oh, yeah, she's pregnant." She yelled it into the room. And she's like, after that, 2 weeks, never heard from my dad or saw him.
Okay, so
and then he just spoke to her to kick her out.
To the listeners and to anybody who's a member of the MTV 16 and Pregnant, this particular show or production, whatever, you guys, you listening to us, we have questions. We have things that are not answered. If anybody has answers, then you can please call us in. I don't have the number memorized, but
424-256.
1729. You can also, Phil, please remind them where they can hit us up on Twitter, because we'll receive the question. Facebook, go ahead.
Facebook.com/AfterBuzzTV.
All right.
And our Twitter account is AfterBuzzTV.
Okay. We need answers to the questions that we have. The show is an hour long. They can't show us everything, and we have questions about we can blame it on the alcohol. We don't know if there's alcohol involved. But
I think Phil's just getting ready for the weekend.
Phil is trying to be a substitute DJ Jesse Janity is what he's trying to do.
You can't substitute.
He's turning my mic off. He's like over there, and at least what did he do that I said he gave the mic off? There was another thing he did that was good. I forget. But anyway, so it really seems, unfortunately, it seems like we've got nothing good to say about the dad. We do, she was there in his house. I don't know. It just, that's his daughter. And
kicked her out. And to this day, till that when after show was taped, she has not seen him or spoke to him at all. And she said at this point, I don't care. If you're mad at me, you're that mad. You don't care. She did text him a picture of the baby 3 days after baby was born, Aydenn. And she said, no reply, nothing. No. I'm sorry. He actually said, "Oh, so I see you had the baby. If you didn't have the baby, you would have been living with me." That was his reply. That's it. They're not talking. She doesn't care anymore. That's done.
I'm so sorry about that. That just really breaks my heart that happened. It really did.
So Dad's not in the picture. Mom is...
Right. The mom sent money, and so I didn't hear you. I didn't understand your question. Your question about if they had $10 left over.
I was wondering how much did she send, because when they show up at the store, she says we have $20 to spend.
Is that what she said?
Yes, and that's why they got 2 items. One was like $5. The other one was $4 something. She goes, "You want to know how much is left on the car?" 10.
Okay, so you're saying that they did not buy the $300 stroller.
Oh no, they didn't.
Okay, well, I saw them looking at it. Excuse me.
I look at $700 shoes. That doesn't mean I buy them. Just saying, focus.
How do you... $700 shoes. Okay. We've got DJ Jesse, Janity, substitute Phil communicating to us via sign language. But anyway, so there's a few minutes for something coming up. All right, now... again, Grandma comes into the scene. She's a total realist, and this at this point in the game, the mom, Joey's mom, basically decides to flip out.
Yes.
Okay. Now I think maybe you could do a better job of recapping that scene for us. Why it happened, what took place, and I'll butt in if I think I need to.
Yeah, I think you might have to. But basically, this is where, you were saying earlier, when something has been, shimmering for too long and it finally breaks apart.
Okay.
This is what happened here. Allie throws a banana to the little brother, Joey's little brother, and the mom just flipped out. Yeah. It was like she needed something. She was just over Allie, needed something, wanted her... just a reason, and went off on Allie.
Yeah. No, and I remember, that reminds me when, early in the show, when they were walking together, and Allie, again, such a professional, so humble, and she says, your mom, she's really kind of, I'm not sure if she's good for the baby. I don't necessarily want to have the baby around somebody that's not good for her, and And I mean, she was just so gentle with how she brought that up. But then she tosses the banana, and Allie is just, at this point, I think she's the one that's fed up too.
Yes.
So the mom uses that whole banana thing and said, "Don't throw a banana at my son." Right? And she said, "I didn't throw it at him. I threw it on the couch.
But
was giving it to him."
bounced on the couch.
Yeah. And so they start arguing about that, and then it escalates very fast. The mom is cussing, calling her names, and then says, "Get out of my house," and then basically goes at her as if she's gonna push, hit, some sort of physical thing.
Yeah.
I got the feeling that she was gonna go grab her and try to pull her out of the house, right? And Joey, I mean, I got it. That's a tough situation. Got a mom on one side, baby mama on the other, pregnant baby mama. He stands up and he puts his body in between them. And he does raise his hand, holds his hand out, but he's not hitting his mom.
Not touching her.
He is simply trying to keep the distance.
Yeah.
And his mom, overreacts and, I think falsely
You're
accuses
dead to
him.
Me, you're everything.
Yeah, says you get out too.
You just hit me for this bitch.
Yeah, all that stuff going against everything that she was trying to take credit for earlier, right? About how how she doesn't she does see her kids and does take care of them, etc.
But at this point, I think I would have preferred her to just hit Allie than to say all those painful things she said to her. Just nobody wants you. That's why you're here. You're a lonely bitch. Nobody, wants.
Yeah, that
your
was
parents
really
are
difficult.
sleeping at night. Who cares about you? Nobody cares. You're pregnant, and I had to take. I mean, I think I would have preferred her to just slap her, sock her. I don't know, than to say all those things.
Wow,
I was just like.
That's a powerful statement for you to say
Yes.
that you would rather see the physical than the
I know.
verbal abuse. That's
that I support.
No, I know, but that says
But
a lot.
it was so painful to hear all that because it hurt me. It was kind of like.
Yeah, it was. And mind you, we're gonna, for the mom, if you're listening, we know that later in the show you did come through and you say, you know what, I've been struggling with drugs, opiates, and that's affected your behavior. And so we know that was a factor. So, while we don't condone at all what you did, at the same time, we take that with a grain of salt because we know what happened. Okay, so moving on, at that point, things escalated so bad, and then they leave.
Yeah.
They just get out of there because, and rightfully so, because it's no longer safe. Because the stress on the pregnant girl, I can't imagine. Like you said, the words that were said, all that stuff, and then they went to the grandma. The grandma said, "Look, you know she's on drugs."
Yeah.
And she said, "You knew she was going to lie and say she hit you. I could have told you that." And she said, "Okay, the situation is worse now. I can maybe put you guys up for a year, but you got to figure something out." I mean, you gotta love the grandma.
Love grandma.
I mean, you know what? In the beginning, she did what she's supposed to do. She's not a yes man. She doesn't say yes to whatever you want.
Right.
She'll tell you how it is. She'll try to let you do it on your own. But if you can't, or something big happens where it really makes it unfair, she said, "You know what? No, forget that. You can come on back. Come on back." Okay. So, then they basically left all their stuff at the mom's house.
Yeah.
Remember, they had to let her calm down.
Yeah, it took a while, and again, wasn't long enough. So there we go again. She just wanted to make it clear to Allie, you're not welcome, and you're not going to be welcome forever.
Yeah, remember, closed the door while she was still on the
Let
porch.
her stay on site. Yes. She just wanted to add to that. So we have this girl going, I mean, again, more props to Allie. All the stress of being alone, no mom, no dad. You have the mom on the phone once in a while, but does that really help? I mean, maybe a little for her.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, and in the middle of that, okay, then they're trying to leave, right? Allie's trying to leave the house, telling Joey, "Look, just get the stuff. Let's go. Let's get out of here." She's standing at the car, and the mom comes out on the lawn, or actually she was walking out to the car, and the mom goes outside and says, "Go outside with your attitude. You can go outside." And then Allie says, "I am outside." She responded, and you know what? That just wasn't so bad for her.
No,
She's like, "Look, I am outside."
And I think
Leave
it was
me
the
alone.
first time we heard Allie, name call
talk.
the mom, but not to her face.
But not
she
to
never
her
did.
face.
Never did it. She never disrespected
And you know what?
her.
In this situation, it seems like she has such justification to
I
just
know.
let loose.
I
And
know.
she doesn't. And she's standing and the mom is just hitting her with all these horrible words, saying that when nobody else wanted you, I took you in,
took
you know.
you.
And then she says what I think is an emotional response, but still appropriate. She said, you know what? If you don't like me that much, you don't have to see me anymore.
Or my baby.
Or the baby. And she's not threatening her. She's not saying, I'm not going to ever let you.
Yeah.
No, she said, if it's such a bad thing, you don't like me that bad, you don't have to. I'm not going to do that to you. I think this girl is 18 going on 80. She is so mature. It's ridiculous. In the middle of being hit and beaten with these words from this, this supposed adult, it's just amazing what she did.
Yeah,
and
the
then,
roles were
yes, we
completely
heard her
switched.
call her name, but it was under her breath.
Well deserved. I mean, she...
And I still cringed because, there's the son who had to hear that be said about his mom. But you know what, though? How much can a girl take?
Yeah.
And she didn't even say it back to the mom. Phil, how we doing on time? We doing okay on time? All right. We were moving right along here. Okay. So at that point... that was another volatile situation. We didn't like that. Okay. Next thing that happened, they got their stuff and they go that's when they go with the grandma, right?
Yes. And now we think it's all nice and safe.
Yes.
It's going to work out just like we always think it's going to work out, and it's going to be happily ever after.
Yep.
Wrong.
No. And then, let's see. Oh, then that's before she has the baby, obviously. That's when the mom calls.
Right, we find, yeah.
Okay. What were you thinking when the mom called?
I thought...
What were you thinking when she said, I have important news? What did you think? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I'm trying to go back to that minute because I did think something. When she said, I have important news to tell you guys.
I'll recap so you can think while I'm telling you. So they were at grandma's house, and then... she was described it like, everything seemed like it was getting better and we were going to be able to stay here and then all of a sudden Joey gets a call from his mom and she is saying, I want you guys to come back, come over here. I have some important news to tell you. And then remember they get in the car and they're going over and she's like, I don't want to, she said, I never thought I'd set foot in her house again. She goes, and she was saying out loud as she's in the car, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go here.
Okay, I remember now.
Okay, good.
I thought she was going to say like, I have cancer, I'm dying.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I totally thought
Why are
that
we
she was
happy
going to
about that?
say, I don't know. I'm sorry, technically we're not happy about cancer. We're celebrating the fact that we both thought that it was the same type of thing she was going to say.
This is why we're going to get married.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? It's going to be okay because we're not going to be 16 and pregnant.
Right, right.
These...
No, I'll be 16 and pregnant and you'll just be 50.
Oh, yeah, I'll be, yes. I'm an old ass person.
But... we end up finding out that, yay, the mom's going back to rehab. And, at first I was like, that's great. That's beautiful. She's going to do this. But then the son, Joey, says, well, what's different this time?
Oh, God. He said, maybe you'll stick to it this time. Hopefully you can follow through.
When he said that, it was like, oh. Yeah,
like
I was
knife in the
disappointed
back.
too. I was like, oh.
All right. Well,
so
look,
we've got
some more that we're going to recap. But we're right now we're going to go to a commercial break. So I'm going to pass it to substitute DJ Jesse Jennedy, Phil's VTech in the glass bowl. Hit us with a commercial, big brother.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on. Get your AfterBuzz on.
Hello. All right, welcome back. Okay, so next is normally a special segment, but this special segment is just going to be me talking about.
And normally there was supposed to be a song. It was supposed to be Forever Young. I want to be forever young, but it got messed up.
Really? There was?
See,
Why were we going to do a song?
Where's DJ Jesse, Phil?
Yeah, Phil stands for
you
fill
have
in.
already filled in.
Yeah, come on, fill in. Phil, are you in? Are you feeling
Just when you
what's
were
really going
on top.
And
Just when you were
why are
on
we going to
top.
sing that song or play that? I mean, I am the substitute host. I'd like to be informed as to why we're doing certain stuff. Forever young.
You want to be forever young, like 16 and pregnant.
Yes.
This is.
Is
I mean,
he making fun of me because I said I'm 16?
maybe, but I mean, all this song reminds me of is Napoleon Dynamite. That's all.
No, I think he's playing this because he knows my birthday's on Sunday, and he knows how much I hate birthdays.
Oh, and you're gonna be 16?
Yes, I'm celebrating. No, I'm gonna be. I decided after this show I'm gonna be 18.
18?
Yeah,
I've
always celebrated 20.
You
oh,
can't
that's
still
true.
can't
Okay,
drink.
21.
Oh, unless you go. Where can you drink at 18? You can go at Rosarito. Tijuana, you can drink 18.
My country.
Oh my God, Tijuana's not a country.
No, I meant like
Right?
my.
Yeah, it's okay. We know. What about Vegas? How old do you have to be in Vegas? 21.
21. But
is it everywhere in the United States you have to be 21? Like everywhere in the United States?
Yeah, it's a federal law.
Yeah,
I don't know federal.
Okay, and he's making fun of me. Okay.
I can be
And you're
ignorant
50.
about some stuff. Ignorant just means you don't know something. I didn't know that. Okay, I got one that you guys don't know. Do you know that there are still counties in the United States of America right now where alcohol is completely illegal? Did you know that? They're
Like
called.
where?
Oh, you know what? Great. Fill in is on the phone. This is great. You know what? I feel so important right now. Thank you. Fill in. Thank you.
You know what? I have people from Greece calling me, and they're saying this is great.
Greece
okay?
is great, by the way.
No, well, yes, Greece is great, and the Special Olympics are there right now, so check it out.
Okay.
But no, these a bunch of people, and I'm gonna give it a shout out to Vili.
Vili, all right.
She's saying this is great. She loves it.
All right. Special Olympics, you're plugging the Special Olympics?
Yeah, I'll plug the Special Olympics.
Am I wrong to say that, although I support it makes me sad. I mean, like I have feelings about things when I see things, and I don't, I feel like I'm glad, I'm happy for them, but it's like a sad thing. It's like, it reminds me of the challenges that they have, and just like 16 and pregnant. I see the challenges that they have, and I want everything, but I feel sadness.
You said it. You have feelings.
They don't
They don't see it that way.
They don't see it that way. Nor do they want. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Well, see, and that's what's wrong with me. That's something that's wrong with me, and I completely admit
you did say you have feelings every time you see something. For our special segment, tell me, what did you think about this whole conversation? Mari, our lovely host, went ahead and posted our
Facebook. That was Taylor, right? Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why we have you here, because I don't know the Facebook thing, but that's what we're going to be. But so, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, what we have when it comes to Mari Fagel, one thing she is, and fill in will attest to this, she is awesome at roping in people that are involved in these shows that we're talking about. Man, she's good at it. Look, we tried to find one Twitter account today.
Twitter account.
From one of these MTV girls, and we couldn't even find that. And so, you know what our conclusion was? It doesn't exist.
She don't have one.
She don't have one.
She couldn't afford a computer.
Right.
We decided Allie Mendoza, this episode.
Oh, see, you did better than me.
I even found her last name. I decided, since she doesn't have a home, because she just says she's been going around, she probably doesn't have a computer and doesn't have a Twitter account. Does that make sense?
Yeah, right.
That's my story.
Yeah, that was your conclusion. She said that's my story. Hey, good story, bro. Hey, that's a good story, bro. Okay, so anyway, my point is we suck, and Mari is awesome.
It's awesome.
She is able to find this stuff. So that brings us to what happened, and she's done this in multiple other episodes.
But by the way, to give us a little credit, we did find her fan page, which is the same thing Mari did. Taylor, I don't think, has a Twitter account at the moment, but she does have a fan page. And I just thought fan page meant other fans like us that watch the show and they choose their favorite, girl. No, fan pages are actually established by the actual girls. Okay. Some of them.
Okay, well, that's cool. So Mari doesn't just find the page; she's somehow able to, kind of create a reaction.
Yes.
And so Taylor's fan page, Mari posted something on it. Maybe probably a link to our show.
A link to our show.
Yeah.
And a few of the girls, Taylor watched the show and was...
Oh, wait, I think I did read a couple of the things. Remember, she said something like, I've been listening for 2 minutes already and I don't like any of it, or something like that.
Right.
And then they were saying some supportive things like, don't listen to him, Taylor.
Mom.
Yeah. So again, that's why I gave my own personal disclaimer, is that I think on some of these shows we have maybe either made light of some situations that we saw, and it could be taken as if we're insensitive or assuming things, and at some point we make assumptions based on what we see and we talk about it, but we mean no ill intention for anybody.
For example, Taylor, we did. Mari also mentioned to call in and answer some of her questions or tell us we're wrong or tell us off.
Right.
You can tell us off. It's fine.
Exactly. We have questions we want to ask. You can answer them if you want to. You can tell us off if you want to. But you know what? We watch the show. We see gaps. It means we have questions. But was there anything else significant that on the?
Well, I just thought the whole conversation back and forth between her and one of the girls on her Facebook was funny. Everybody was reassuring her she's a great mom. Don't worry, you're allowed to feel the way you did. You're a great mom. These are just people that are jealous of you, or
Exactly. Okay. So if you're listening to that, guys, what you can kind of glean from that is if you get involved here in these discussions, you're going to be heard. I guarantee you that Mari is going to read whatever you say, post or tweet her. You know what? So go there, check it out. Feel free to check it out because it's all there available. Okay, so that was the special segment.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
I didn't do the gossip yet. I don't understand why Phil-In thinks he's in charge.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so I guess I do have some influence. That's the first time I ever heard the double up on the little recorded thing. Okay, so let me, while I'm actually hearing the news, the little things going on, one of the girls from last season, Isabel, help me out. Was it last season?
Yeah,
Amber,
not last season. She's actually one of the original.
Okay,
She's from the first season.
You dedicated listeners and dedicated watchers of the show have to forgive me because I have not watched all the seasons. But Amber Portwood.
Once again, made it to our list this week.
Was it today? Was this from today? Do you know?
Yes, this is from today. But as you remember, Ed, she's made it on our gossip. Well, I want to say a few times now.
Oh, she's the one.
She was
been
there
arrested?
last. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and now we find out she is
going to rehab.
She's following Joey's mom.
Yeah. So basically it says that earlier this month, this is Perez Hilton, by the way, Amber Portwood was hospitalized after a suicide attempt. Gosh, so sad. So sad. We don't like hearing that at all. She's quoted on the Perez Hilton page as saying, "I'm on medication at the moment to just help me relax. I'm in a vulnerable state right now, and I know people want a lot of answers." And that's really the question that, or that's really the only thing that says that she said, and it's just a sad situation. We don't like to hear that.
So what do you think she's going to rehab for?
Well,
because we know she suffered from depression her entire season, and then after she was also part of Teen Mom and was still suffering with actually not depression. Before depression, there was postpartum that was never taken care of. So my question is, what do you think? Do you think she's addicted to antidepressants or?
Okay, well, thank God that I don't have to think for this one because I just looked at the page and I see an answer to your question. Okay. And it says that she revealed to Star Magazine that she is entering rehab as of this week for anger control issues and depression.
Oh, yes, this girl needed that.
Yeah, so if she's on medication to just help her relax, that means to me that it's just trying to keep her from freaking out.
Well, I know you didn't watch the past seasons, but this is the girl that socked her baby daddy on the face and in the back several times as he walked down with his TV, I think. I don't remember if he put down. Ow. Yes.
Did he deserve it?
And the baby was there. No, she was the crazy one. She was, I mean, he's actually the one baby daddy that I defended a few times. And I said,
oh my God, you defended a man?
A kid.
You defended a male anything?
A boy.
Because I know this is a man-hating Isabel over there. I don't know if you fill in case you don't know, we are hated.
We are.
Okay. So the predictions are going to be kind of different. And I guess that means we have to end the show because I have some other stuff to talk about. I'm going to sneak it in anyway. because that's just the substitute DJ. Anyway, he really had no power. So in this particular situation, there's no prediction or no sneak peek for the next episode because this was the last one.
Well, let's
but there's
predict
a reunion
Allie.
show. Well,
since we're not going to be able to finish, let's predict.
I'm going to finish. Listen to me. I'm going to finish right now. Okay, look. I would like to address the issue of when Allie is talking about what she's going to do. Because remember, she's sick and tired of having to take care of the baby. We didn't even get to that part, but after she had the baby, she did all the work, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, blah, blah, blah. We attributed Joey's behavior and, kind of like his answer, everything was, I don't know. She's like, why don't you help with the baby? I don't know. How come you get mad when I ask you to help? I don't know. He's just young. Okay. So she all by herself, and this is the only thing, and only way I fault her is because this is because she doesn't know. This is just a matter of lack of knowledge. Deciding whether or not she wants to live there in Texas near the dad, Joey, or go back to New Jersey with her mom. It is still constantly, I want to constantly remind people that a parent is the parent, a daddy is the daddy. The child is the one who has the right to see the father. And no other person, unless the law steps in, has a right to take that away. So I just would like to say that, remind people that, what, Joey has rights. And he and the same equal to Allie's. And we may have opinions about who is better and who's more responsible and all this stuff. But don't forget the child has a right to have both parents, especially if they're willing to be in their life.
Okay, that's fine. But she's also a child and she needs to go back to a parent that actually wants her. And in this case, it's her mom because she has no one on her side.
I realize the situation might be tough.
So maybe once she's over 21 and can do stuff and have a job, maybe she'll rethink her situation. But our predictions, any predictions?
You just tried to dismiss
me. We'll have more
me.
seasons with more pregos. Hopefully Ed won't be one of the baby daddies on the
I'll tell you what,
shows.
all you listeners, I got some more to say. I'm gonna let it go because we got a reunion show. That will probably be like a long one or something next week, and I'll be able to address. But
and
to
Phil
conclude,
Lynn won't be there to be cutting us off.
He might not. I don't know. Maybe I'll lock the door or something and keep him out. But I just want to say I love the grandma. We love the grandma.
And
we
Allie.
love you, grandma.
And Allie.
Yo, Allie, you did awesome. Keep it up. You're strong. Can't believe how strong you are. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We're going to go to Phil in and whatever he wants to do.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz,
see you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.